I find my father-in-law sitting at our Thanksgiving table, carving the turkey my wife was supposed to cook. The wife who's been dead for 3 days. Except she's not dead. Not officially. Not yet. But something in Robert's smile tells me he knows exactly where she is. The house is dark when I pull into the driveway. That's not right. Emily always leaves the porch light on when she's expecting me, has done it for 6 years every time I come home late. It's November 23rd, 2 days before Thanksgiving, and I've driven 4 hours from the conference in Philadelphia. My phone died somewhere near Harrisburg, so I couldn't call ahead. But that's fine. We'd planned this. I'd surprise her. We'd start the holiday prep early, maybe open a bottle of wine, maybe not talk about the argument we had last week about her father coming to stay. I grab my bag from the trunk. The neighbor's porch light is on. Mrs. Patterson's place. The blue colonial next door. She's standing at her window. When she sees me, she waves. But it's not her normal wave. It's nervous, tentative, like she's watching something she shouldn't. The front door is unlocked. Emily? I call her name once, twice, nothing. The house smells wrong. Not bad, just wrong. Like when you come home after a week away and everything's shifted slightly. The air feels different, stale. Emily's phone sits on the kitchen counter, still plugged in. The screen is dark. I press the home button. The locked screen shows a text message half-typed, never sent. I'm fine. That's when I see him. Robert is sitting in our living room in the dark, in the leather armchair Emily inherited from her mother. He's not moving, just sitting there, hands folded in his lap, watching me, smiling. Marcus, you're early. His voice is smooth, calm. Like finding your father-in-law sitting in your dark house is perfectly normal. Robert, where's Emily? He stands slowly, straightening his cardigan. He's wearing the same one he always wears, navy blue, suede elbow patches. The kind of thing you'd see on a professor, which he was before he retired. Philosophy, ethics specifically. I've always found that ironic. She's where she needs to be. He steps toward me, still smiling. Finally. What does that mean? It means she's free, Marcus. Truly free. For the first time in years. My hands are shaking. I set my bag down carefully, trying to keep my voice steady. Robert, I need you to tell me where my wife is. Your wife. He repeats the words like they're foreign. Is that what she was to you, your wife? Where is she? He walks past me into the kitchen, running his hand along the counter like he owns the place. He opens the refrigerator. There's a turkey inside, still wrapped in plastic. I bought this yesterday, he says. Thought we'd still have Thanksgiving, just us, man to man. We never really got to know each other, did we? I'm calling the police. Go ahead. He closes the fridge, turns to face me. But they won't help. Adult woman, Marcus. Right to leave. Happens every day. Wives disappear all the time. He says, disappear like it's a career choice. I grab my car keys, ready to bolt to the police station when he adds, don't you want to know where she is? I freeze. Then his smile disappears. The police station smells like burnt coffee and industrial cleaner. The fluorescent lights hum overhead, that constant buzz that makes you feel like insects are crawling inside your skull. It's almost midnight now. The officer at the desk is young, maybe 25, tired eyes, already filling out paperwork before I've finished talking. So, your wife left, he says, not looking up. She didn't leave. She's missing. There's a difference. Is there? Now he looks at me. Any signs of struggle? Forced entry? Blood? No, but her phone at home? Yes. Car in the driveway? Yes, but listen. So she left on foot, or someone picked her up. Either way sounds like she left. Adult woman, Mr. He glances at the form. Mr. Reed, she's got the right. Her father's in our house, acting like this is normal. Is he threatening you? No, not exactly, but then I'm not sure what you want us to do. I lean forward, trying to keep my voice level. I want you to find my wife. I want you to figure out where she went and why. I want you to ask her father what the hell he knows." The officer sighs, sets down his pen. "Look, I get it, you're worried, but we have rules. 48 hours for a missing person unless there's evidence of foul play. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, no history of violence, correct?" "Correct, but then she probably just needed space. Thanksgiving with the in-laws, right? Stressful time. Maybe she went to a friend's place, hotel. Happens more than you think." "She would have told me." "Would she?" The question hangs there. I want to say yes, want to believe it. But the truth is, Emily's been distant lately. Quiet. I had attributed it to work stress, to the upcoming holiday, to the fact that Robert had called 3 times in 1 week asking to stay with us. But now, "I'm filing the report," the officer says, "but don't expect much movement until Friday at the earliest." That's when I notice her. Detective Sarah Chen. She's been standing near the coffee machine watching this whole exchange. Mid-40s, black pantsuit, notebook in hand. She approaches the desk. "I'll take this one," she says. The young officer looks relieved. "All yours." Detective Chen gestures to a side room. "Let's talk, Mr. Reed." In the small interview room, she sits across from me, studying my face. "How long have you been married?" 6 years. "Good marriage?" I hesitate. "Yes." That didn't sound convincing. "It was good, is good. We had an argument last week about her father." "What about him?" "He wanted to stay with us for Thanksgiving. Emily didn't want him to, but then she changed her mind suddenly, said it was fine, said she'd handle it." Detective Chen writes something down. "Has your wife ever disappeared before? Ever left without telling you?" "Never." "History of mental health issues?" "No. Why?" She closes her notebook, looks at me directly. "Because her father called us this morning, filed a report saying his daughter has been unstable, depressed, suicidal ideation, said she's been talking about running away for weeks." The room tilts. "That's not true. That's not... Emily isn't... I'm just telling you what he said." He sounded very concerned, very credible. He's lying. Why would he lie? That's the question, isn't it? If you've ever felt like the system wasn't listening, like you were screaming into a void, you know what that moment feels like. When the person you're trying to protect has already been painted as the problem. Detective Chen slides a form across the table. "Fill this out. Description, last known location, recent photos if you have them. I'll make some calls, but Mr. Reed?" She waits until I meet her eyes. "I've been doing this 20 years. Most missing person cases? The person doesn't want to be found. They left for a reason. Sometimes the kindest thing is to let them go." "Not Emily." "How do you know?" I don't have an answer. Not yet. The house is even darker when I get back. 1 a.m., Robert's car is still in the driveway. That old Mercedes sedan he's had since the 90s, perfectly maintained, never a scratch. The porch light is off now. I unlock the door quietly. Robert is asleep on the couch, or pretending to be. I don't care. I go straight to our bedroom and start searching. Emily's clothes are still in the closet, her toothbrush in the bathroom, her laptop on the desk. I open it, but it's password protected and I don't know the new one. She changed it 3 months ago, said something about work security. I didn't think anything of it then. I check under the bed, in the closet, behind the dresser, nothing. Then I remember the heating vent. When we first moved in, Emily joked about hiding birthday presents there. "Nobody ever checks the vents," she'd said. It became our thing, a shared secret place. I grab a screwdriver from the garage, unscrew the vent cover in the corner of our bedroom. Behind it, wrapped in a plastic bag to protect from dust, a burgundy leather journal. The leather smells like lavender, her favorite scent. I sit on the floor and open it. The first entry is dated 3 years ago. The handwriting is neat, careful. "Married Marcus today. Dad didn't come to the wedding, said he was sick. I know he wasn't. He was mad I didn't ask his permission first, but I don't need his permission. I'm 28 years old. I can marry whoever I want. I flip forward. The entries get longer. The handwriting changes, starts neat, gets messier, more pressured. You can see the stress in the loops of the letters. Dad called 6 times today. I didn't answer. Marcus asked why I'm avoiding him. I said work. That's easier than explaining. We had dinner at Dad's house. He made pot roast. Kept talking about how Mom used to make it better. Kept saying Mom understood him, that she never questioned him. I felt sick the whole time. Marcus wants to have a baby. I said not yet. I can't bring a child into this. Not while Dad is... The entry trails off. No explanation. I keep reading. Faster now. The pages crackle like they've been read 1,000 times. I found Claire's letters today, old ones from before she went away. She tried to warn me. I didn't understand then. I was 14. I thought she was just crazy, like Dad said. But now I'm reading them again, and God, she was telling the truth the whole time. My heart is pounding. Claire, Emily's older sister, the one nobody talks about. I flip to the last entry, dated November 22nd, yesterday. The handwriting is shaky, written in a hurry. The ink is smudged, water drops, tears. If you're reading this, I didn't make it out. I tried. God, I tried. The plan was to leave this morning. Jennifer was supposed to pick me up at 6 a.m., but he knew. He always knows. He was waiting in the driveway when I went outside. Said we needed to talk. I came back inside. He's in the living room now. Hasn't left. Won't leave. I can't call Jennifer. He's watching my phone. Marcus is coming home tomorrow. I was going to be gone by then. Safe. Free. But now, the entry ends there. Unfinished. At the bottom of the page, squeezed into the margin in tiny letters. Tell Marcus I tried. He did this to Mom. He'll do it to me. I have to disappear before Thanksgiving. The journal falls from my hands. I sit on our bedroom floor for an hour. Maybe longer. Can't move. Can't think. The journal pages are spread around me like evidence at a crime scene. 3 years of Emily's secret life. 3 years of her being afraid. And I didn't see it. Didn't see any of it. She'd smile at dinner, laugh at my jokes, hold my hand when we watched movies. And all the while, she was drowning, and I was asking why she seemed tired. The guilt is a physical weight. I can feel it in my chest, crushing down, making it hard to breathe. I married her. I should have seen it. Footsteps in the hallway. Robert appears in the doorway, backlit by the hall light. You found it, he says. Calm, unsurprised. I stand slowly, jaw clenched. You knew about this. Of course I knew. I gave her that journal. 6th birthday. I thought it might help her process things. Process what? He steps into the room, hands in his pockets. Casual. Her anxieties, her irrational fears. Emily always had an overactive imagination, even as a child. She'd convince herself of things that weren't real. The journal helped her separate fact from fiction, usually. These aren't irrational fears, Robert. Aren't they? He tilts his head, genuinely curious. Tell me, Marcus, in 6 years of marriage, did Emily ever say she was afraid of me? Did she ever ask you to keep me away? I open my mouth. Close it. No, she never did. Not directly. She protected me, Robert continues. From you, from others, because deep down, she knew. She knew I was only trying to help, that everything I did was out of love. Where is she? She's finally where she needs to be. He pauses. Safe. Away from all the stress. From the pressure of being Marcus Reed's perfect wife. From the expectations. She needed saving from herself, Marcus, and I saved her. What does that mean? Robert pulls a folded document from his back pocket, sets it on the bed. Read it. It's a power of attorney, dated last week. Emily's signature at the bottom, notarized by someone named Gerald Patterson, the same last name as our neighbor. She signed this of her own free will, Robert says. in front of a witness, granted me full power of attorney due to her diminished mental capacity. She's being cared for, professionally, somewhere she can't hurt herself. The paper smells like fresh toner, too new, too perfect. I look at the signature, Emily's name, but the loops are wrong, too smooth. She always hooked her sharp, anxious little tail at the end. This one curves. This is forged. Be careful with accusations like that, son. I'm not your son. He pulls out a power of attorney document signed by Emily, notarized last week. I don't sleep. Can't. By the time dawn breaks through our bedroom window, I've read the journal 3 times cover to cover. Each entry reveals another crack in the foundation. Things I missed, things I ignored, things I told myself were normal. Robert is in the kitchen when I come downstairs, making coffee. 2 mugs? Like this is a normal morning, like my wife isn't missing and he isn't the reason why. We need to talk, I say. I agree. He pours coffee into both mugs, slides one toward me. Sit. I'll stand. Suit yourself. He leans against the counter, cradling his mug. I know what you're thinking, that I'm the villain in Emily's story, that I've somehow, kidnapped her, imprisoned her? You've watched too many movies, Marcus. Then tell me where she is. I can't do that. Can't or won't. Both. He takes a slow sip. The facility she's in requires complete confidentiality. Part of the treatment protocol. No visitors, no calls, no contact for the first 30 days. It's for her protection. What facility? A private clinic, very reputable. They specialize in cases like Emily's. Cases like what? Robert sets down his mug. When he speaks, his voice is gentle, patient, the way you'd talk to a child who doesn't understand. Your wife has been suffering from severe anxiety and depression for years. She hid it well, I'll give her that. But a father knows. I've watched her deteriorate, the sleepless nights, the weight loss, the paranoid delusions about our family, about me. He pauses. She needed intervention, professional help. I provided it. You're lying. Am I? He opens a drawer, pulls out a manila folder, sets it on the counter between us. Take a look. Inside, medical records, prescriptions for Xanax, Zoloft, Ambien, doctor's notes describing patient exhibits signs of severe anxiety disorder, paranoid ideation, possible dissociative episodes. The signature at the bottom, Dr. Richard Halloway, MD, Psychiatry. The dates go back 18 months. I never saw her take any of these, I say. Because she wouldn't. She was in denial. Refused treatment. That's why I had to step in. The power of attorney gave me the legal right to ensure she received care, even against her will, for her own safety. My hands are shaking. I want to punch him, want to grab him by his perfect cardigan and slam him against the wall until he tells me the truth. But something stops me. These documents look real. Too real. If this is true, I say slowly, then why not tell me? Why the secrecy? Because Emily begged me not to. She was ashamed. Didn't want you to see her that way, broken, weak. She made me promise. I don't believe you. That's your choice. He picks up his coffee. But the law is on my side. I have power of attorney. I have medical documentation. I have a notarized statement from Emily herself saying she trusts me to make decisions on her behalf. What do you have? A journal full of paranoid ramblings. He's right. That's the worst part. He's legally, technically right, unless the documents are forged. Robert pulls out a power of attorney document, signed by Emily, notarized last week. Think carefully about your next move, Robert says. You could keep making noise, call the police again, hire a lawyer, waste money and time. Or you could trust that I'm doing what's best for my daughter, that in 30 days she'll come home, healthy, whole, ready to be the wife you deserve. He walks past me, heading toward the living room. Your choice, Marcus, but choose wisely. I wait until Robert leaves, says he's going to the grocery store for Thanksgiving supplies, like we're actually going to have a normal holiday. The moment his Mercedes pulls out of the driveway, I'm back in our bedroom, tearing it apart. If Emily hid the journal, she hid other things. I checked the heating vents in every room. Nothing under the mattress. Behind picture frames, inside book covers, nothing. Then I remember her desk. Emily has this old wooden desk we found at an estate sale. Heavy, solid oak, full of drawers, with those old-fashioned brass pulls. I've watched her work at it 1,000 times. Never thought to look closer. I pull out the bottom drawer, empty except for old tax documents. But when I reach inside, my fingers catch on something. Tape. I feel along the underside of the desk surface, above where the drawer sits. There's something taped there. I pry it loose. A cheap flip phone, pink plastic case, cracked screen, battery at 3%. I power it on. The screen flickers to life. 47 missed calls, all from the same number. A contact labeled simply J. I scroll through the text. J, are you okay? You didn't show up. J, Emily, please respond. I'm worried. J, if he's there, just send me an emoji. I'll call the police. J, it's been 24 hours. I'm filing a report. The last text, sent yesterday at 3 p.m. J, the shelter has a bed waiting when you're ready. Just say the word. The phone vibrates constantly with old messages loading. I click through, reading them in reverse chronological order. There are hundreds, going back months. A text thread with a domestic abuse hotline. Location pins, addresses for women's shelters, safe houses, legal aid offices, and voice memos. I press play on the most recent one, dated November 21st, 2 days ago. Emily's voice fills the room, shaky, scared, but determined. This is Emily Reed, November the 21st, 6:47 a.m. I'm recording this in my car, in case something happens. In case I don't, her voice breaks. A shaky breath. My father is Robert Mitchell. He's been controlling my life since I was a child. My mother died when I was 7. Suicide, they said. But I don't think... I found letters, evidence. I think he... A car door slams in the background of the recording. He's here. Oh, God, he's here. How did he know? I have to go. Marcus, if you hear this, I love you. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough. Don't blame yourself. This isn't your fault. Don't trust anyone in the family. They all knew. The recording cuts off. I stand there, phone clutched in my hand, trembling. She was trying to escape. She had a plan. Someone named Jennifer was helping her. A shelter had a bed waiting, and Robert stopped her. The last message, don't trust anyone in the family. They all knew. I don't go to Robert's house often, only for obligatory holiday dinners and birthdays. It's a large colonial in the old money part of town, the kind of house that's been in the family for generations. Dark wood paneling, oil paintings of dead relatives. That particular smell of old money. Furniture polish and mothballs and secret. But I'm not going there today. I'm going to the public library. The reference librarian is a woman in her 60s with cat eye glasses and a name tag that reads Marjorie. She looks like she's worked here since the building opened. I need to access newspaper archives, I say, going back 30, 40 years. Microfiche or digital? Whatever has obituaries and police reports. She leads me to a computer terminal in the corner, shows me how to search the database. What are you looking for, dear? The truth. I start with Robert's first wife, Linda Mitchell, Emily's mother. Her death certificate comes up first. Dated July 14th, 1987. Cause of death? Self-inflicted asphyxiation. Filed by Robert Mitchell. Witness, none. That silence says everything. I dig deeper. Find the police report. Female, age 34, found deceased in master bedroom. Husband discovered body upon returning home from work. No note found. History of depression reported by husband. Investigation closed. Ruled suicide. History of depression reported by husband. I search for Linda's maiden name, Linda Carver. Find high school records, college transcripts, dean's list, graduated summa cum laude, medical school acceptance, then marriage to Robert Mitchell in 1979, then nothing, like she stopped existing except as his wife. Until she stopped existing at all. I keep digging. Robert married again, 1995, Karen Brennan. I find their marriage certificate. Then, 6 months later, a restraining order filed by Karen against Robert Mitchell. Allegations, emotional abuse, financial control, threats of harm. The order was temporary, dismissed after 2 weeks. Notes indicate parties reconciled. Karen divorced him 3 months later, moved to Oregon. I find her name on voter registration records out west, still alive, still hiding. Then there's Claire, Emily's older sister, the one nobody talks about. I find the commitment papers. October 2008, Claire Mitchell, age 19, admitted to Riverside Psychiatric Hospital. Reason, acute psychotic break, danger to self and others. Committed by Robert Mitchell, legal guardian. She's been there 15 years. I find Claire's hospital. When I call, they say she's had no visitors in 15 years. Riverside Psychiatric Hospital is 40 minutes north, set back from the road behind a wall of pine trees. The building is old brick, institutional, with bars on the lower windows. The kind of place that's supposed to be for your own good. I tell the front desk I'm family. Emily's husband, Claire's brother-in-law, they check the visitor log. Frown. She hasn't had a visitor since 2009. Her father, once. Just once. I'd like to see her. They make me sign forms. Wait while they check with the ward supervisor. Finally, a nurse practitioner named Garcia leads me through a series of locked doors, each one requiring a key card and a code. Claire's one of our long-term residents, Garcia says. Very sweet, very quiet. No episodes in over a decade. Then why is she still here? Her father maintains the commitment, says she's not ready. Has anyone challenged that? Garcia gives me a look. Who would? He's her legal guardian. Pays for everything out of pocket. Best care money can buy. She opens a door to a common room. There are maybe a dozen patients inside, various ages, various levels of awareness, some watching TV, some doing puzzles, some just staring. In the corner by a window, a woman sits drawing with crayons. She's thin, pale, with dark hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looks like Emily. Same eyes, same bone structure, but older, hollowed out. Claire, you have a visitor. Claire looks up. Her eyes are clear but wary, like an animal that's learned not to trust. I'm Marcus, I say, sitting across from her. Emily's husband. Something flickers in her face. Fear, hope, both. Emily, she whispers. Her voice is small, childlike. Is she okay? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I need your help. Claire looks at Nurse Garcia, then back to me. Leans in close. He's listening. He's always listening. Who? Dad. She glances at the door. He has people here. They report back. They tell him everything. When was the last time you saw him? 15 years ago. He came once, told me I'd be here forever, that nobody would believe me, that I was crazy, just like Mom. Her hand starts shaking. She grips her crayon tighter. I'm not crazy. I never was. I believe you. She stares at me for a long moment, searching my face for lies. Then she pulls out a piece of paper from under her drawing pile. Construction paper colored with crayon, a stick figure behind bars, dark scribbles all around, closing in. This is me, she says. This is what he does. He finds the cage that fits and locks you in. Mom's cage was marriage. Mine is this place. She grabs my hand suddenly, desperate. What's Emily's cage? I don't know yet. Find her before he locks the door forever. Nurse Garcia steps forward. That's enough. Claire, you're getting agitated. But Claire won't let go of my hand. He's keeping her in the lake house, she whispers urgently. That's where he kept me. Before here, 3 days in the basement. No food, no water, teaching me to be quiet. That's where he takes them when they won't listen. The lake house? Where? Crane Lake, North Shore. Blue house with white shutters. Dock with the broken... Claire, that's enough. Garcia pulls her back gently but firmly. Claire's eyes go distant, compliant, like she's done this dance before. As Garcia leads me out, Claire calls after me. He did it to Mom, he'll do it to Emily. Don't let her become this. I turn back. Claire holds up another crayon drawing, a stick figure behind bars. A tear rolls down her face. I drive straight to Crane Lake. Don't call anyone. Don't think it through. Just drive. If Emily's there, I'll get her out. If she's not, at least I'll know. At least I'll have searched. The North Shore is old money. Summer homes that have been in families for decades. Most are closed up for winter. Off-season quiet. I find the blue house with white shutters, third from the end of a dirt road. There's a dock extending into the lake. One of the posts is broken, leaning at an angle into the water. Just like Claire said. The house looks empty. No cars in the driveway. Windows dark. I park down the road, approach on foot. The front door is locked. I check the windows. All locked. Go around back. The basement window is open, just a crack. I slide it open wider, drop down into the darkness. The basement smells like mildew and old wood. I use my phone flashlight to navigate. Old furniture, boxes of Christmas decorations, nothing unusual. Then I see the room. A small door, padlocked from the outside. Fresh scratches around the lock. Recent. My heart hammers. I grab a crowbar from a tool bench, pry the lock off. The door swings open. The room is empty, but someone was here recently. There's a sleeping bag in the corner, empty water bottles, granola bar wrappers, a bucket in the corner. I don't want to think about what it was for. And on the floor, folded neatly, Emily's cream cable knit sweater, the one with the loose thread I'd offered to fix 100 times. I pick it up. It's still warm. She was here. Hours ago, maybe less. I hear a car pulling into the driveway above, doors slamming. I grab the sweater and climb back out the basement window, running for the trees. From the cover of the woods, I watch Robert get out of his Mercedes. He's not alone. There's another man with him, older, heavyset, carrying a briefcase. They go inside. 15 minutes later, they come back out. The other man is shaking his head. They argue. I can't hear the words, but Robert is angry, gesturing. Then Robert looks directly at the woods, directly at where I'm hiding. He smiles, pulls out his phone, makes a call. 5 minutes later, my phone rings. Robert's name on the screen. I answer. Marcus. His voice is calm, almost amused. Looking for something? Where is she? Somewhere you'll never find. Unless you stop asking questions, unless you accept that this is for the best, that Emily is finally safe from herself, from her delusions, and honestly, from you. From me? You suffocated her, Marcus. Your expectations, your perfect little marriage, your plans for a perfect little family. She couldn't breathe. I'm giving her space to breathe. By locking her in a basement? I don't know what you're talking about. His voice is ice. That lake house has been vacant for months. You broke in, trespassed. If you're not careful, I'll have to call the police. Report a mentally unstable son-in-law who's harassing me, breaking into my property, making wild accusations. Who do you think they'll believe? Me, with documentation and witnesses? Or you, with a stolen journal and conspiracy theories? The line goes dead. I stand in the woods holding Emily's sweater and realize he's always 2 steps ahead. He's been planning this for months, maybe years. And I'm playing his game by his rules. Time to change the rules. I drive back to the city in silence, Emily's sweater on the passenger seat beside me. The loose thread trails across the fabric like a lifeline unraveling. She said it reminded her she was coming undone. I finally understand. By the time I reach downtown, I've made a decision. I can't do this alone. and I can't play by Robert's rules anymore. Detective Sarah Chen answers on the third ring. Mr. Reed, it's late. I found where he kept her, Crane Lake, the lake house. There's evidence, a locked room, recent occupation, my wife's sweater still warm. He moved her before I could. Slow down. You broke into a property. I had to. He's been holding her somewhere, moving her around. Detective, I found his pattern. His first wife, suicide in 1987. His second wife filed a restraining order. His daughter Claire has been institutionalized for 15 years for no medical reason. He does this. He finds women and locks them away until they stop. Her voice is sharp. Are you on speakerphone? Is anyone else there? No, I'm alone. A pause, then. Where are you right now? Parking garage, 4th and Main. Stay there. I'm coming to you. Don't call anyone else. Don't go home. Just wait. She hangs up. 20 minutes later, her unmarked sedan pulls up beside me. She gets into my passenger seat, moves Emily's sweater carefully to the back. Show me everything. I pull out the journal, the prepaid phone, photos I took of Claire's drawings, screenshots of the medical records. I play her Emily's voice memo, every piece of evidence I've gathered in the last 48 hours. Detective Chen listens without interrupting. When I finish, she sits back, silent for a long moment. I've been watching Robert Mitchell for 6 months, she finally says. I stare at her. What? Another case, different victim. Woman named Karen Brennan filed a cold case review request about her marriage to Robert, said she'd been financially coerced, emotionally abused, threatened. We started digging, found the pattern you found, Linda, Karen, Claire. But we had no proof, nothing that would hold up in court. Karen was too scared to testify. Claire's been institutionalized. Any lawyer would shred her credibility, and Linda's been dead for 37 years. So, you've known. I've suspected. That's different. Suspicion doesn't get warrants, doesn't get arrests. I needed someone inside, someone with standing, someone Robert couldn't dismiss as a crazy ex-wife or unstable daughter. She looks at me. I needed you. You used me. I gave you space to find what I couldn't, and you did. She picks up the prepaid phone. This voice memo is gold. Clear evidence of coercion, fear, escape planning, combined with the forged power of attorney, the medical fraud, Claire's testimony. We might have enough. Might? Robert's smart. He's been doing this for decades without consequences. He has money, reputation, lawyers. We need to be smarter. She pulls out her own phone. I have a contact at Safe Harbor Women's Shelter, the one Emily was supposed to go to. Let me make a call. She steps out of the car. 5 minutes later, she's back. Emily's alive. She's been at the shelter for 3 days. Checked herself in the morning of November 21st under a false name. Jennifer Reeves, the shelter director, picked her up when your father-in-law left the house for exactly 12 minutes to get gas. They'd been planning it for weeks. The relief hits me like a physical blow. I can't breathe. Can't speak. Alive. She's alive. She's in protective custody now. Chen continues. Once she was safe, she filed an emergency restraining order against Robert. That's when I got involved officially. But she didn't want you to know yet. She was afraid I'd tell him, that I'd lead him to her. Can you blame her? He's been in your house, sleeping on your couch. She couldn't risk it. Can I see her? Not yet. Soon. First, we need to finish this. Chen pulls a small device from her jacket pocket. Digital recorder, disguised as a tie clip. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Robert's invited the whole family to your house, correct? He said something about hosting. I wasn't listening. He's called everyone, 12 family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, all coming for Thanksgiving dinner. He's making a show of it, the concerned father maintaining normalcy, keeping up appearances. She hands me the recorder. This is your stage. Wear this. Get him talking. Get them all talking. Get them to admit what they knew, what they ignored, what they enabled. I'll be listening. The moment we have enough, you'll arrest him We'll arrest him. She meets my eyes. But Marcus, this is risky. Robert's cornered. Cornered animals are dangerous. If you feel threatened at any point, you say, I need some air, and walk outside. That's the signal. I'll have units surrounding the house. He won't hurt me. I'm not his target. Everyone's a target when their kingdom falls apart. She's right, but I don't care anymore. If you or someone you know needs help, if this story is hitting too close to home, there are resources. Hotlines, shelters, legal aid, real help from real people. I'll put the information where you can find it. Screenshot it, share it. You might save a life. Thanksgiving morning arrives cold and gray. Robert is already in the kitchen when I wake up, preparing food, like this is a normal holiday, like my wife isn't in hiding because of him. Marcus, good morning. Can you help me with the turkey? I play along, put on the tie with the hidden recorder, feel it cold against my chest, every word it catches feeling like evidence or ammunition. Sure. We work in tense silence. Robert hums while he cooks, actually hums some old hymn I don't recognize. The normalcy of it is obscene. The doorbell rings at noon. The family starts arriving. Aunt Beth and Uncle Tom, Emily's cousins, Daniel, Rachel, Sophie, Robert's sister, Margaret, and her husband, Paul. Mrs. Patterson from next door, because Robert invited the neighbors too. 12 people plus us, 14 total. They all hug Robert. Offer condolences about poor Emily's struggle with mental health. Several people say variations of the same thing. You're doing the right thing. She needs professional help. Sometimes love means tough choices. Not one person asks me how I'm doing. Not one person questions the narrative. They all knew. They all chose his version of events. Chose him over her. We sit down to eat. Robert at the head of the table. Me at the opposite end. Everyone else arranged between us like a jury. Robert stands, raises his glass. Before we eat, I'd like to say a few words. He looks around the table, makes eye contact with each person, playing the role perfectly. This has been a difficult year for our family. Emily's struggles have been hard to watch, hard to manage. But I'm grateful, we're all grateful, that she's finally getting the help she needs, that she's safe, at peace. And I'm grateful for family that understands, that stands together, that trusts in the difficult decisions we sometimes have to make out of love. He pauses, wipes his eyes like he's fighting tears. We're grateful Emily found peace at last. That phrase, found peace, past tense, like she's dead. Several people murmur agreement, clink glasses. I stand. Actually, I have something to say, too. Robert sits slowly, smile fixed. Of course, Marcus. I've been doing some research this week about our family, about patterns, about history. I pull out my phone. Did you all know that Robert's first wife, Linda, Emily's mother, died under suspicious circumstances, ruled suicide, but no note, no witnesses, just Robert's word? Aunt Beth shifts uncomfortably. Marcus, this isn't appropriate. Did you know his second wife filed a restraining order against him? Allegations of abuse and financial control. It was dismissed after 2 weeks. Parties reconciled. I use air quotes. Karen divorced him 3 months later and moved across the country. That's ancient history, Margaret says. Robert and Karen simply weren't compatible. Did you know Claire has been institutionalized for 15 years? For a psychotic break that never happened. Committed by Robert when she was 19. She hasn't had a visitor in 15 years, except me 3 days ago. She's not mentally ill. She never was. She's been locked away because she tried to tell the truth about what he did to their mother. The table goes silent. Uncle Tom clears his throat. Marcus, you're upset, understandably, but making wild accusations. They're not wild. I pull up the photos on my phone. Claire's drawings, the death certificate, the restraining order. I have evidence, documentation, and I have this. I pull out the prepaid phone, press play on Emily's voice memo. Emily's voice fills the dining room, shaky, scared, determined. My father is Robert Mitchell. He's been controlling my life since I was a child. My mother died when I was 7. Suicide, they said. But I don't think... I found letters, evidence. I think he... The car door slams on the recording. He's here. Oh God, he's here. How did he know? Marcus, if you hear this, I love you. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. Don't blame yourself. This isn't your fault. Don't trust anyone in the family. They all knew. The recording ends. The silence is deafening. Robert's fork clatters to his plate. That's taken out of context. Emily was having a breakdown. She was paranoid, delusional. She was terrified of you, and every single person at this table enabled it. I look around. Aunt Beth, you saw the bruises on Emily's arms last Christmas. She told me you did. Uncle Tom, she asked you for help 2 years ago, said she needed somewhere to stay. You told her she was overreacting. Sophie, Rachel, Daniel, she reached out to all of you, and you all chose him. Sophie is crying now. We thought we were helping. Dad said she was sick, that we'd make it worse. You were protecting him, not her. You chose the comfortable lie over the uncomfortable truth. Robert stands, slamming his hands on the table. Enough. This is my house. Actually, it's my house, Emily's and mine. You're just a guest who's overstayed his welcome. The front door opens, everyone turns. Emily walks in, flanked by 2 police officers. She's thin, pale, dark circles under her eyes. But she's standing. She's here. She's alive. Robert goes white. Hello, Father. Emily doesn't look at me. Not yet. She's looking at Robert, at the family, at the table full of people who chose wrong. Detective Chen enters behind her, badge visible. Robert Mitchell, I'm Detective Sarah Chen. We need to talk. Everyone else, please remain seated. Emily steps forward. Her voice is steady, but I can hear the tremor underneath. I've been in protective custody for 3 days. I filed a restraining order against my father. I've also filed criminal complaints for fraud, forgery, unlawful imprisonment, and financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult. Though I'm not the vulnerable one. Claire is. Margaret gasps. Claire? What does Claire have to do with everything? Emily pulls documents from her bag. These are medical records from Riverside Psychiatric Hospital. Claire's records. She has no diagnosis, no history of mental illness. She was committed by our father when she was 19 because she found evidence. Letters between our mother and a therapist detailing years of abuse. Claire tried to go to the police, so he had her locked away. For 15 years. 15 years of stolen life because she told the truth. That's absurd, Robert says, but his voice wavers. Claire was sick. She was dangerous. To who? To you? To your reputation? Emily turns to Detective Chen. Show them. Chen pulls out a tablet, displays documents on screen. We've obtained Claire's original commitment papers. The evaluating psychiatrist's notes state, patient presents as lucid, rational, and oriented. No evidence of psychosis or delusional thinking. However, father insists on commitment and has legal authority as guardian. She looks at Robert. You paid off the evaluating doctor, Dr. Marcus Brennan, Karen's brother. You threatened him, either sign off on Claire's commitment or you'd destroy his sister financially in the divorce. He signed. Claire was committed, and Karen divorced you anyway. Uncle Tom is shaking his head. Robert, tell them this isn't true. Robert says nothing. Emily continues, her voice stronger now. I found Claire's letters, hidden in our mother's things. Letters describing what he did, the isolation, the control, the financial abuse. How he'd lock mom in the bedroom for days if she embarrassed him in public. How he monitored her calls, her mail, her every movement. Claire was 7 when she found mom. 7 years old. She knew it wasn't suicide, but nobody believed a child. Emily, honey, you're not well... Aunt Beth starts. Don't. Emily's voice cracks. Don't you dare. I came to you for help 2 years ago. I showed you the bruises where he grabbed me, told you he was controlling my bank accounts, monitoring my phone, showing up uninvited, and you said I was being over dramatic, that I should respect my father. That family is everything. She looks around the table. You all said some version of that. Family first. Don't make waves. Don't embarrass us. So I stopped asking. I planned. I found help outside this family, and I got out. Detective Chen steps forward. Mr. Mitchell, I need you to come with us. We have a warrant for your arrest on multiple charges, including fraud, forgery of legal documents, and unlawful imprisonment. You have the right to remain... Wait. Robert holds up a hand. He's not looking at Chen. He's looking at Emily. Everything I did was for you, to protect you. You were spiraling, just like your mother, making bad choices, marrying the wrong man. No offense, Marcus. I was trying to save you from yourself. That's what fathers do. They protect. You don't protect, Emily says quietly. You possess. There's a difference. Mom tried to leave you, so you drove her to suicide. Claire tried to expose you, so you had her locked away. I tried to build a life separate from you, so you tried to have me declared incompetent, but I'm not Mom. I'm not Claire. I got out. You think you're out? Robert laughs. It's bitter, broken. You'll never be out. I'll fight every charge. I'll hire the best lawyers. I have evidence, medical records, psychiatric evaluations, sworn statements. I'll paint you as unstable, paranoid, a vindictive daughter with delusions. And when I'm done, you'll wish you'd stayed where I put you. No. Emily pulls out one more document. Because I have this. A full forensic analysis of the power of attorney you forged. The signature isn't mine. The notary, Gerald Patterson, our neighbor, has admitted you paid him $5,000 to falsify the notarization. He's willing to testify. I also have financial records showing you've been stealing from my inheritance since I was 18. $340,000 moved to offshore accounts under fake company names. Detective Chen has been tracking it for months. Detective Chen nods. Every deposit to Emily's care went to your offshore account. We have the paper trail. Robert's face crumbles. For the first time, he looks old, defeated. The officers move in, handcuffs ready. As they lead him past the table, Emily speaks one last time. Every one of you knew. Maybe not the details, but you knew something was wrong. You saw it. You felt it. And you chose to look away. Because looking away was easier than acting. Easier than risking family drama. Easier than standing up to him. She pauses. Now you have to choose again. Choose to face what you enabled. Choose to help make it right. Or choose to keep pretending. But if you choose wrong again, if any of you contact my father, support him, or try to convince me to drop charges, then you're not my family anymore. And I'll be fine with that, because I've learned something these past few days. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who fights to keep you safe. 3 people stand up and walk out. Aunt Beth, Uncle Tom, and their son, Daniel. They don't look back. 4 people stay. Sophie, Rachel, Mrs. Patterson, and Robert's sister, Margaret, tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, Margaret whispers. Emily, I'm so sorry. I should have done something. Years ago, when I had suspicions. I said nothing. God forgive me, I said nothing. Emily nods, says nothing, but she doesn't tell Margaret to leave. Detective Chen leads Robert out. At the door, he turns back one last time. You'll regret this, he says to Emily. You'll see. You need me. You always have. No, Emily replies. I really don't. The door closes. The house is silent except for Sophie's quiet crying. Emily finally looks at me, really looks at me. I'm sorry, she says. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. I was afraid. I cross the room, pull her into my arms. She's shaking. I'm shaking. We're both crying. You have nothing to apologize for, I whisper. Nothing. You survived. That's all that matters. I should have trusted you. You trusted yourself. That's what counted. I pull back, look at her. I got your message, the motif. We don't leave the ones who fight to stay. You fought. You stayed alive. That's everything. Behind us, Sophie speaks up. What happens now? To Robert? Detective Chen, still in the doorway, answers. Trial. He'll be charged with multiple felonies, fraud, forgery, unlawful imprisonment. We're also reopening Linda Mitchell's death investigation, and Claire will be released from Riverside pending a full medical review. After 15 years, she's finally going home. Where will she go? Rachel asks. With me, Emily says. With us. For as long as she needs. 1 month later. We don't host Thanksgiving again until the following year, but when we do, it looks nothing like the traditional family gathering. Claire is here. She's been living with us since her release. Some days are good, some days are hard. She still draws, obsessively, therapeutically, but now her artwork has changed. Instead of locked doors and faceless figures, she draws doors opening onto gardens. Windows with sunlight streaming through, birds in flight. Today she shows me a new piece. Watercolor this time, not crayon. A door frame with the door wide open, light spilling out into darkness. It's my favorite so far, I tell her. It's Emily, she says. She opened the door. I just walked through it. Jennifer from Safe Harbor Women's Shelter is here too. She and Emily have become close. Survivor and advocate, forming a bond that transcends the crisis that brought them together. Detective Chen comes bringing homemade dumplings. Mrs. Patterson brings her famous pumpkin pie. Sophie and Rachel bring their kids, the next generation, who'll grow up knowing that family means standing up, not standing by. Margaret is here too. She's been paying for Claire's therapy, trying to make amends for decades of silence. It's not enough, but it's something. We don't use Robert's name, don't speak of the trial, even though it's ongoing. His lawyers are fighting, just like he promised, but the evidence is overwhelming. The forensic accountant found more. Patterns of financial abuse stretching back to his marriage to Linda. Offshore accounts, shell companies. A lifetime of theft wrapped in respectability. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison. The judge denied bail, said he was a flight risk and a danger to witnesses. Claire was the star witness, took the stand and told 15 years of truth in 2 hours. The defense tried to discredit her, pointed to her psychiatric history, her institutionalization. Chen's lawyer destroyed them with the original commitment papers, showing the diagnosis was fraudulent from the start. The jury deliberated for 3 hours, guilty on all counts. But that's not what today is about. Today is about chosen family, about the people who stayed, who fought, who chose right when it mattered most. We gather around the table. Emily carved the turkey this time, took the knife from my hands with a smile. My turn, she said, and nobody argued. Before we eat, Claire stands. Her voice is still quiet, still carries the weight of 15 years stolen. But it's stronger now, present. I want to say something. When I was locked away, I used to imagine this. A table full of people who chose to be here, who wanted to be here. Not because they had to, not because of blood or obligation, but because of love. She looks at Emily, then at me. Thank you for opening the door. Thank you for letting me walk through it. Thank you for teaching me that family isn't what you're born into. It's what you build. Emily stands too, takes Claire's hand. We don't leave, Emily says, looking around the table. We don't leave the ones who fight to stay. That's our only rule. You fight, we fight with you. You stand, we stand beside you. Everything else is negotiable. It's our motif now, the phrase that holds us together. No grand philosophy, no complex rules. Just that. We don't leave the ones who fight to stay. After dinner, while we're cleaning up, Emily pulls me aside, shows me something from her pocket, the burgundy journal, the one I found in the heating vent. I wrote a new entry, she says. The last one. Want to read it? I open to the final page. Fresh ink. Today's date. November 28th, 2024. This is my last entry in this journal, not because I'm done healing, that will take years, maybe forever, but because I don't need to hide my words anymore, don't need to bury my truth in a vent behind a wall. I'm free. Not because my father is in prison, though that helps. Not because the family finally knows, though that matters. I'm free because I chose it, because I fought for it, because I learned that freedom isn't given. It's taken carefully, deliberately, with help from people who love you enough to fight beside you. Marcus found this journal and found me. Claire showed me that survival is possible. Jennifer gave me a safe harbor. Detective Chen gave me justice. And together, they gave me something I thought I'd lost: hope. Today, we had Thanksgiving, the real kind. With family we chose, with people who stayed when it got hard, with empty chairs for the ones who left. And we're okay with that. There's an empty chair at the table where my father used to sit. We took his nameplate off, put a plant there instead, something living, something that grows. Under the table, a dog is sleeping. We adopted her last week from the shelter. Claire named her Hope. She's a rescue, like us, learning to trust again, learning that not all hands hurt. I look at this table, at these people, and I understand something I didn't before. This is what I was fighting for. Not to escape something, to reach something. This, right here. This chosen, earned, fought for family. We don't leave the ones who fight to stay. And I fought. God, I fought. And they stayed. So this is my last entry, my last secret, my last hidden truth. Tomorrow, I'll start a new journal, but I'll leave it on the coffee table where anyone can see it, because I'm not hiding anymore. I'm finally home. I close the journal, look at Emily. She's crying, but she's smiling too. I'm proud of you, I tell her. I'm proud of us, she says. From the dining room, we hear Claire laugh, really laugh, for the first time since I've known her. Jennifer is teaching her some card game. Mrs. Patterson is showing Sophie's kids how to fold napkins into swans. This is what we fought for. This is what survival looks like. Not perfection, not healed. Just here together, choosing each other day after day after day. Emily takes the journal to the fireplace, holds it over the flames. Ready? She asks. Your choice, I say. She thinks for a moment, then pulls it back. No, not yet. Someday, maybe someone else will need to know they're not alone, that they're not crazy, that their family can be wrong. She tucks it back into her pocket. Someday, this might save someone the way Claire's letters saved me. Then we'll keep it safe. We'll keep each other safe. In the other room, someone puts on music. Detective Chen is teaching Claire to dance, slow, simple steps. Claire's laughing, stumbling, learning. There's an empty chair at our table now, Robert's chair removed. In its place, a potted plant, thriving in the window light, and underneath our new dog Hope, sleeping peacefully, knowing she's safe. This is the image I want to remember. Not the darkness we came from, but the light we built together. Family isn't something you're born into. It's something you survive into, fight into, choose into, and we chose this. All of us, every single person in this room chose to be here, chose to stand when standing was hard, chose to fight when fighting was dangerous, chose love over comfort, truth over peace, justice over silence. We don't leave the ones who fight to stay, and we'll keep fighting together as long as it takes. That's not just a motif anymore, it's a promise. If this story resonated with you, if you've been Emily, been Claire, been the person who fought to stay, then I want you to know something. You're not alone. Your story matters. Your fight matters. And if you need to hear this today, I trust myself. Say it, mean it, believe it. Because you're the expert on your own life. You know what you've endured. You know what you survived. And you're still here, still standing, still fighting. That's everything. This story is about found family, the people who choose to stand with you when blood relatives won't. Tell me about yours. Who's your found family? Who showed up when it mattered? Share their name. Let's celebrate the people who stayed. And if you're still searching for your people, they're out there. Keep fighting, keep reaching, keep hoping. You're worth it. We don't leave the ones who fight to stay. And you're still fighting. So we're not leaving. None of us are.